Hello once again everyone, this is Purple Haze, and today I'm going to be doing another CZW review for March 27th Dragon Night. Before I start, just wanted to commemorate this morning the passing of Joseph Carl Bailey Jr., known better as J.C. Bailey, who was a current member of the CZW locker room. He died at 27, real early, this morning, which is August 30th, depending on when I put this up. Sad, he was a great wrestler, and he's in the main event of this show I'm about to do. So, I start off. This is CZW's debut in Indiana, Lafayette, Indiana, and unfortunately, this is a disappointing card. It's not the greatest card, that's why I wanted to do a review on it. First match is Nick Gage versus OMG in a barbed wire ropes and barbed wire boards match. Now first of all, this is a really small, just kind of warehouse. The crowd's only like maybe less than 100 people. They only got the one spotlight coming down on the ring, so it is a really bad visual. And this match is just a squash match, basically. I mean, OMG doesn't do anything. Like, he fights back, but you know he's not going to win. Nick Gage ends up beating OMG at the end and removing OMG's mask. So if you didn't know, OMG is Kyle Threat. And then I'd give this match 2 out of 5. It's a decent match, but you know what's going to happen. Like I said, he removes his mask, which brings DJ Hyde out to get angry at Nick Gage for doing that. They start a match. It's less than 5 minutes. DJ just gets killed, like always. And Nick Gage wins again. Not a good match. 1 out of 5. And then Egotistico Fantastico comes out to save OMG, who's now being attacked because he still hasn't left the ring. Anyways, being attacked by Nick Gage again. Ego comes out and saves him, and then Azrieal comes out and attacks Ego, starting their match, a rematch from whatever event was before this, Walking on Pins and Needles. This match was decent. Azrieal is usually a pretty boring character, but having him come out really solidifies him as a heel wrestler, And there are some good spots in this, but it's not a real long match. It's not real exciting. Again, 2 out of 5. And then the next match, I mean, I gotta say, this is the worst match I've ever seen in the history of CZW. It's just a joke. The Hebrew Hammer Joseph Schwartz, I don't know how many times he's wrestled in CZW, this is like his second or something, versus Greg Excellent. Now that Excellent's lost the junior heavyweight title, he's a comedy character. Joseph Schwartz is a comedy character. This match starts off with fat and Jewish jokes, ends up with a air horn in Greg Excellent's ears, and ends with Greg Excellent's pants falling down to expose a thong, hitting the, you know that Rikishi booty move? Yeah, it hits that in the corner for the win. I think there was only one wrestling move in this entire match. 0.5 out of 5. Awful match. Next match, it's 4 new guys to the Combat Zone. Like, they've only wrestled a few times each. It's Zero Gravity, Brett Geike, and CJ Esparza. Really talented, interesting guys. Versus AR Fox and Chip Day. This is a really fast-paced, interesting match. The guys are just new, so it's really interesting. You're not sure what's going to happen. A lot of big spots. It's a really exciting match. I like it. Um, Zero Gravity ends up pulling out the win. 2.5 out of 5. Really fast-paced match. But, you know, not really much of a point to it. Next match is Adam Cole and Tyler Veritas versus Notorious Inc. Now this is the start of Notorious Inc.'s breakdown. Adam Cole and Tyler Veritas, which are just so far below Notorious Inc., end up beating them. Notorious Inc. just argue a bit after the match. But the match itself was decent. Like, they really gave Adam Cole and Tyler Veritas some time to show who they are. They really haven't got that lately. They're mainly just on Wired. So, yeah, it really shows what they got. At this point, Tyler Veritas is the Wired champ, but like I said, that title's useless. Pretty basic match, but I'd give it 2.5 out of 5. Next match is finally where it starts to get interesting on this show. Sabian versus Ruckus for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. This all started back at High Stakes, where Ruckus didn't show up to defend the Blackout name. Ruckus is finally back, and Sabian has just suddenly kind of turned heel. It's a good match because these two do work well together, but it's mainly just putting over that Sabian's heel. You know, it gets half the match is just Sabian getting in the fan's face. You know, he's out by all the crowd and everything. He tells them to all move out of their seats because he's gonna throw Ruckus into them, and then he just throws him back in the ring, making all the crowd go back to their seats. It's just him being an asshole the entire match, but still a decent match. 2.5 again out of 5. And then finally, the semi-main event, as they called it. Now, I just remembered this, and I gotta mention it. Recently, CZW got a new announced team, Jake Black and Salamander Jones, and they're the best team CZW's had. And they've been going with CZW for a few months, and you're just kind of used to not hearing, you know, an F-bomb every 5 words and them actually calling the match. But because it's in Indiana, they didn't come. And they got Dave Prazak and some, like, unknown guy. Who knows? Could have been someone from the crowd. And, I mean, Dave Prazak, I hate him. He's just... he's annoying. The other guy was way too neutral. It was a really bad announced team. But, anyway, on to the match. Drake Younger versus Masada. This was a good match. Like, one of the few on this card. It was really impressive. It was supposed to be Masada's return to the combat zone. They gave the match a good 20 minutes. It was impressive, just back and forth the entire time. It starts off with a, you know, actual chain wrestling and everything, and then with just an uproar from the crowd. They want blood. Big cheer. They start breaking out the weapons. It's really just chairs though, but they do really pull it off well to try and make it seem ultra violent. So it does work pretty well. I'd give it 3.5 out of 5. It was the best match of the night, which isn't saying much, unfortunately. And the main event, Cult Fiction, Brain Damage, and Rip J.C. Bailey defeat Danny Havok and Scotty Vortekz in a light tubes death match. They just had to do this match because they're out of the Viking Hall, and if you didn't know, light tubes are banned in that arena. So basically anytime they go out of the arena, they try and put a light tube death match on the card. That's what this was. Pretty basic, you know, ultraviolet match, a few light tube spots. Unfortunately, there were a few botches, but still a decent match. 3 out of 5. It was just really getting Cult Fiction over. I don't know, I've talked about this in all my videos. It's just that really long Cult Fiction feud, them mixing up all the characters of Cult Fiction and the Suicide Kings, but still a decent match. It is unfortunate the CZW's debut to Indiana was so lackluster like this, but I'd give the show 5 out of 10. And that was really because of the last few matches on the card. The beginning, like, hour of the card was just awful. But, I guess that's it. Hopefully my next review will be for Cage of Death 11 in December 2009. Until then.